Hey everyone, this is Todd Tank with SeaCoast Homes and another edition of Tank Talks. Really exciting day today. You can see we got framing going on. So we passed all of our inspections, we poured all of our concrete, we put some relief cuts in everything. Most of our plumbing is actually pretty good. We had a few different adjustments that we had to make, which for something this size, honestly, is not that unexpected. I think we had to move 2 walls, maybe an inch, and we were able to make everything work. So I gotta say, I'm super pleased with the way everything turned out. What I want you to do is click the link in the comments to register into the grand prize drawing to win a weekend at Bald Head Island. We're gonna wine you, we're gonna dine you, we're gonna follow you down the Nancy River here to the dock, and you're gonna cut the ribbon and let all of our trades, our subcontractors, our vendors, our family, our friends, and this is gonna be a big party in this house, and we want you to come and join us. So you can see we got the framers here now, and we've got lumber everywhere. We've got bodies everywhere, and we're just starting to throw up the walls. The other nice thing that we've got going on today is that we're on day 2 of our retaining wall in the back of the property. So here in the back of the house, this is going to be the area that we're putting the swimming pool in, and what we wanted to do is elevate this because there's too much of a grade differential for what we're looking for. We want an easy step out of the house down to the swimming pool platform, so we built this up. So what we're using is we're using an 18-inch by 9-inch, and this is a heavy-duty retaining wall. So what we did was we started off with a 14-inch deep by 2 foot wide, just a big footing of stone. We ran our pipe in there, which is a sock tile. It's a perforated 4-inch pipe wrapped in a sock so that it doesn't get all the small particles of dirt in it and allows all the water to drain out. So it's just a 4-inch perforated that allows the water to go through it. And then we've got this fine mesh sock that goes over the top of it. And this will be run out and properly drain the water away from the house. And we want to make sure that we don't go into the wetlands areas or anything else, so we always make sure that this is going to drain exactly where we want. The blocks have these cavities in here. So the cavities are all filled with stone, and there's actually a pin system that we use to lock the blocks together. So with every course of block that we've got, we use these ceramic pins, and they get put in the space here, and the next block sits over the top of it. With every course that we put in, we also use the Geogrid. Now the Geogrid is a very strong product, and I've seen the testing where they fill a box up, wrap it in Geogrid, and remove the sides of the box, and the stone stays in place. It only works one way. So it's got to be cut in lengths and run away, and it's got a little arrow on here that tells you where the tensile strength is. The reason that we've got this, these pins are going to hold the stones in place, but it's also going to hold that Geogrid and tie it back in to the sidewall or the fill that we've got going in. We got this product locally around here in Southport from Bianchi's Brickyard. Mark is a great guy, good friend of mine, and he actually came out yesterday and spent a little bit of time with the guys to make sure that this place is getting put together properly. So it was a really great opportunity for me to learn, the guys to learn, to make sure that this thing is getting installed the way that it needs to be installed. So here you can see this is kind of mid-process with the Geogrid. This layer of stone has been put down, the pins are tied in, and now this is going to end up getting backfilled with the stone, and the stone is really there to act as strength, but the big thing is drainage. Okay, what we don't want to do is we don't want the hydrostatic pressure or the pressure of all the water building up behind the wall, because that's going to add to weight of the soil, weight of the dirt, and it's going to want to put more pressure on it. So first course is the footing, the sock tile, and then we start this process, and it's just lather, rinse, repeat. Same thing over and over again until this thing is done. So like I say, you can see we've got channels in here. We can actually tie blocks together using some of the channels. On top of this, because this is our final layer, we're gonna have a cap. And that cap is just smooth. It's gonna be cut so it fits perfectly together, gets glued down. It's about 4 inches thick, and that's gonna really top this thing off and make it look really pretty so we don't have to look at all these big holes. Years ago, they used to use something called a Deadman, which is basically just a big T that gets buried back into the property. And they still use it for bulkheads, some of the PVC bulkheads. But in this application, we've got a lot of pressure, a lot of weight behind this wall. So we really want to make sure that we've got this thing tied back in. So every course, we're running this Geogrid and we're tying it back in, and then we backfill and we compact it, and we do it again, and we do it again, and we do it again. And that's going to make this retaining wall super strong. And it's also going to allow us to have the strength that we need to support the side walls of that swimming pool when it gets put in. We're going to have a little bit of backfill up against this to keep that bottom stone from wanting to kick out, but truthfully, that Geogrid is going to do all the work for us. So you can see this is kind of a top view of some of these pins, kind of tying some of these stones together. You can see we've got the Geogrid, and we've got a plate compactor. Now that's a huge part of this equation, is having that plate compactor. We want to make sure that there's no settling, there's no movement, and that plate compactor is going to get run on every single layer to make sure that we compact the soil down, compact the stone down, and that we don't end up with any sort of movement or sinking. The worst thing in the world is to have a wall that starts to sink a little bit because we haven't done our due diligence, and I'm sure you can tell by now, I'm all about the preparation. If you ask my son, he'll tell you one thing that his dad always says, and that is, right is right. End of the day, right is right. What I want you to do is click the link in the comments to register into the grand prize drawing to win a weekend at Bald Head Island. We're gonna wine you, we're gonna dine you, we're gonna follow you down the Nancy River here to the dock, and you're gonna cut the ribbon and let all of our trades, our subcontractors, our vendors, our family, our friends, and this is gonna be a big party in this house, and we want you to come and join us. Look forward to seeing you guys again, and thanks for watching.